Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cherry the Geek TV. I'm Joe Vanourney. Percy Jackson and the Olympians Season 2 debuts on Disney Plus starting December 10th with new episodes streaming weekly. And today we are joined by Walker Scobell, Leah Sava Jeffries, and Daniel Diemer, who, of course, play Percy Jackson, Annabeth, Chase, and Tyson. Guys, welcome to Cherry the Geek TV. I want to start off by asking you about this new season as we look forward to these new episodes. Each of you have a favorite episode? And out of these episodes, what scene or thing was the most challenging to film?
It's hard to pick a favorite scene.
I think one of my favorites, and I think especially since it's not a spoiler, would be the chariot races. I think just being able to have like a set that's been built so massive, but to be able to have is a lot of practical elements in the action between like the horses and then also the rigs that they built for us when we were on the chariots on the mechanical side of things. Was just such an incredible experience, and to be able to have an action sequence that spanned like weeks of filming for me was kind of crazy. It was very much a first. Loved every moment of that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's hard. You can't really pick like a least favorite. You know what I mean? There's only days that are like harder than others. So I think some of the days that were hardest were like the ones in the ironclad.
Mm.
Uh, because, it was pouring rain and there were fans blowing it in our faces and they had these massive water jets and they're shooting it at us. And it wasn't one of those things that like you can just get done. Like, we had to do it like shoot an entire week and then they had to take the entire ironclad apart, tilt it 8 degrees, and then we had to shoot the whole second half of it. So it was like kind of a long time to shoot in weather conditions like that, I guess.
I think like Daniel said, there's I mean or Walker kind of Walker and Daniel. There's not you can't really pick a favorite, but also at the same time I love the chariots. Um More for me it's not like what favorite scene, but more like what was the favorite set, I feel like. Because there's so many different scenes filmed in like the same sets. Obviously I when you watch it, you always think that Camp Half Blood will be your favorite to film just because of all the graphics. But if you're talking about actually when you're filming right then and there and there is no editing, it has to be the chariots because again, like just to connect, like it's the most practical and it's um the little kind of like game connection, when you're playing a game and if you go too far out of bounds and stuff, you just get stuck. That's how it felt with like the volume stage back then, but now with the chariots and stuff, I can go as far as I want to and just get to explore everything. And I feel like that was the best because on and off of filming, I was able to just connect with it and get more into the character.
So there's a lot of visual effects in Percy Jackson and the Olympians, right? I'm wondering, as you were filming season 2, was there any particular scene or moment anywhere in the series where you took a moment and you thought to yourself, "Oh, I can't wait to see what this particular scene looks like in its completed form"?
That's really a good
So
question.
much, so much. I mean, anything with special effects for me. I guess because I think a lot of the time when you're kind of doing the more emotional, kind of character-based scenes, again, a lot of the stuff with Walker between Percy and Tyson, you kind of get a very good idea of what it's going to look like by then, just through the process. But working on a show that is so special effects heavy, always super exciting being able to kind of go in and just imagine the world, but also knowing that you got a massive, incredible team behind you, kind of that's gonna build it all out for real. I mean, even watching the trailer, kind of seeing all these different aspects was so cool. So I'm very excited for everybody to see kind of everything else. But yeah, the Princess Andromeda. I mean, going on all the boats. I think the special effects with anything related to fire or kind of the water stuff was also really exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Seeing your face.
That also was a big part of it. Yeah.
Trying to imagine that was like so difficult, but I think it like worked out totally great.
I love it so far. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just remember thinking we were doing like an emotional scene and like I was nervous because he was doing such a good job and I didn't want them to like take that away with the eye. You know what I mean? But it kind of, if anything, enhanced it a little bit. You know what I mean?
I totally agree. I think, yeah, I know this is slightly off the question, so hopefully it's not too much, but I think building out the character, a lot of the kind of emotional aspects of the character, we were trying to like find a line of building out so that it would work with an eye. And so I think we had conversations around it was like, but it was like, how do I push the energy so that when kind of it all comes together on screen, you're able to kind of see that through just the physicality, the expression, but also not push it too far and then make it kind of weird for us when we're working together with the actual day-to-day work where I do have two eyes. But I thought that they did a great job with trying to with retaining all that emotional aspect as well.
Yeah.
And I think that what was the question again? Wait, the question was
Special effects, like the visual effects.
Or anything that you were really excited to see.
oh, yes. I'm gonna say episode 5 in total. But I think the siren scene, I'm just really proud of how it came out. Like when it comes out and stuff, like I have so many behind the scenes photos of just like how big the set was, and also it was outside, but the way how it was just built, it was so beautiful basically. And in a very humble way of saying this, I'm very proud that I was able to still imagine so much of it, even though a lot of it was blue screen. And like I don't want to say like, oh yeah, I'm very proud of myself, like I did this and that, but no, like yeah, guys, I know what I did, but no, I think like I'm just generally just happy because I feel like I tried to work very hard to make that seem as true as possible and things, and I am really excited to see it because me personally, even though I filmed it, I just haven't seen it how it looks in total. So I'm really excited for that. And you guys too to see it.
Well, we are sadly out of time. I wish we had more time. I have a lot more questions for you, but you can see Walker and Leah and Daniel in Percy Jackson and the Olympians, season 2. First episodes drop on Disney Plus December 10th, with subsequent episodes dropping weekly. Walker, Leah, Daniel, thank you so much for chatting with us today on Cherry the Geek TV.